Imagine this, 20,000 people from every corner of the world, just like you, felt stuck, overwhelmed, or unsure about their next step in life. And then they heard one simple piece of advice, one insight that didn't just motivate them, it completely transformed the way they think, act, and live. Today, I'm going to reveal what that advice is, why it works, and how it can change your life too. Because the truth is, it's not about luck, talent, or timing. It's about a decision, a mindset, and the courage to take action. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why thousands of people have turned their lives around and how you can be next. Most people spend their entire lives waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, or the perfect opportunity to arrive. They think transformation is a slow, complicated process that requires years of preparation. But the truth is, all it takes is one single transformational action to change everything. One decision, one step, one choice that shifts the trajectory of your life forever. You see, action is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Knowledge alone will never change your life, action will. You can read all the books, watch all the videos, and attend all the seminars. But unless you take that first decisive step, nothing changes. Think about it. 20,000 people didn't transform their lives because they were smarter than anyone else. They didn't have special connections or unlimited resources. They changed because they acted. They committed to doing something different, something that most people were too afraid or too comfortable to attempt. And that one step created momentum, a momentum so powerful that it pulled them out of mediocrity and into a life they never thought was possible. Here's the key. Transformational action doesn't have to be huge. It doesn't mean quitting your job overnight or moving across the world without a plan. It could be as simple as picking up the phone to make a call. You've been avoiding writing down your true goals or deciding today that excuses end now. That moment of decision, the instant you choose action over fear, is when transformation begins. Your brain and your body respond to motion. When you move, the energy shifts. You start seeing opportunities, possibilities, and solutions that were invisible when you were stagnant. Most people underestimate the power of immediacy. Waiting for the perfect moment is the death of dreams. The truth is, the perfect moment never comes. The perfect time is always now. And the people who succeed, who transform, understand this. They know that a single step in the right direction compounds exponentially. That one action creates a cascade of results, opening doors, attracting new people, and building confidence that propels them further than they could have imagined. Ask yourself right now, what is the one action you've been avoiding that, if taken today, could completely shift your life? What decision could you make that scares you just enough to stretch you beyond your comfort zone? That is the action that will separate you from the crowd. That is the action that 20,000 people took, and it's the same action that can change your life too. Transformation doesn't wait for permission. It waits for courage, and it begins the moment you say, I will act now. Your life is waiting on the other side of that one action. It's not complicated, it's not mystical. It's simple, but it requires commitment. Step forward, move your body, make the call, take the leap. That single action will become the spark that ignites everything else. The moment you decide to break free from the beliefs that are holding you back is the moment your life begins to change. Most people go through life living inside invisible cages built by their own thoughts, doubts, and fears. They tell themselves, I'm not ready, I'm not talented enough, I can't do this because it's too hard. These are not truths, they are limiting beliefs. Invisible chains that keep ordinary people from experiencing extraordinary lives. The problem is, most of us don't even realize we're trapped. We accept these beliefs as facts when in reality they are stories we've told ourselves so many times that we've started to believe them. The first step in breaking these chains is awareness. You must recognize the beliefs that are silently running your life. Ask yourself, what excuses am I telling myself? What fears am I allowing to control my actions? What stories have I been repeating that no longer serve me? Awareness is power. Until you see the belief, you can't change it. But once you confront it, once you shine the light on it, it loses its grip on you. Next comes challenge. Challenge your beliefs relentlessly. Test them. Question them. Ask yourself, is this belief absolutely true? Or is it just a story I've been telling myself many times? You'll discover that these beliefs are illusions, nothing more than a mental habit that has grown stronger than your courage. And when you see them for what they are, a new reality begins to emerge. You realize that you are capable of more than you've allowed yourself to be. You are stronger, smarter, and more resilient than you ever imagined. But awareness and challenge alone aren't enough. You must replace old beliefs with empowering ones. Your brain is a pattern-seeking machine. If you remove a belief, you must put another one in its place. Instead of saying, I can't, start saying, I can learn, I can grow, I can take action and figure it out along the way. Every time you reinforce this new belief, you strengthen the neural pathways in your brain that support courage, confidence, and action. Every small step you take in alignment with these empowering beliefs compounds over time into unstoppable momentum. Breaking limiting beliefs is not a one-time event, it's a process. It requires commitment, discipline, and self-honesty. You will stumble, old beliefs will resurface, and fear will whisper in your ear. That's normal. What separates those who succeed from those who fail is persistence. The winners refuse to accept old stories. They create new narratives, new possibilities, and new results. Remember, your life is only as big as the beliefs you hold. To step into your greatness, to achieve the extraordinary, you must shatter the invisible walls in your mind. It's not luck. It's not magic. It's mastering your beliefs, taking control of your story, and refusing to be limited any longer. Once you do, you'll realize that the impossible was never real. It was just a story you were telling yourself. Knowledge without action is meaningless. You can have all the information in the world, read every book, watch every seminar, and still achieve nothing if you don't move. The difference between those who dream and those who achieve is massive, decisive action. It's the willingness to step forward boldly, to commit fully, and to take action in a way that leaves no room for hesitation. Too many people overthink, overplan, and wait for permission from the world or themselves. But the moment you act decisively, the world begins to respond. Opportunities appear, doors open, and momentum begins to build in your favor. Massive action is not about doing a little here and a little there. It's about going all in. It's about making a decision so strong that it ignites every cell in your body to move toward your goal. This is what separates the 1% from the 99%. Most people settle for small, incremental steps because they are afraid of failure or uncomfortable with risk. But massive action breaks the chains of fear. It says, I don't care how hard it is. I don't care how impossible it seems. I am going to move forward until I succeed. The key to decisive action is clarity. You must know exactly what you want and why you want it. Without clarity, action can become scattered, inefficient, and discouraging. But when you are clear on your outcome, each step you take is laser focused, creating unstoppable momentum. It's like pointing a high-powered laser at a single point. The intensity multiplies, and the results are inevitable. Massive action also demands speed. The faster you move, the faster results show up. Many people delay, procrastinate, or wait for perfect conditions. Perfection is an illusion, and waiting is a form of self-sabotage. Action creates learning. Action creates experience. Action creates opportunities that no planning, no thinking, and no hope can ever deliver. The moment you move, you gain clarity, insight, and energy that propel you forward even faster. But taking massive action is not just physical, it's emotional and mental too. You must commit to acting in spite of fear, doubt, and uncertainty. The truth is, fear never completely disappears. Successful people don't wait for fear to vanish, they act through it. Each decisive step strengthens courage, resilience, and self-belief. Every action compounds, creating a momentum that becomes unstoppable. Ask yourself right now, what is the one bold move you have been avoiding? What action, if taken today with full commitment, could change your trajectory forever? Don't just plan. Don't just hope. Don't just dream. Move. Commit. Take decisive action and refuse to stop until you get the results you deserve. Your life does not reward hesitation, it rewards courage, boldness, and relentless pursuit. Massive action is not an option, it is the only way to transform your dreams into reality. Success is not built in a day, and transformation is rarely instantaneous. It is created through consistency, through repeated actions that compound over time, building unstoppable momentum. Many people underestimate this principle. They believe that one breakthrough, one big move, or one moment of inspiration is enough to change their life. But the truth is, real results come from showing up day after day, even when motivation fades, even when the excitement diminishes, and even when the world doubts you. That is where momentum is born, through relentless, consistent effort. Consistency is not about perfection. It's about commitment. It's about doing the work even when you don't feel like it. It's about honoring the promise you make to yourself every single day. The small actions you take consistently, writing down your goals, making that phone call, following through on your promises, exercising, learning, or investing in yourself. Each one might seem insignificant in the moment, but over weeks, months, and years, these small, consistent actions accumulate into extraordinary results. This is the secret behind every great achiever in history. They didn't rely solely on inspiration. They relied on daily discipline and repeated effort that created unstoppable momentum. Momentum is magical because it makes things easier. Once you begin, once you start moving consistently, life begins to support you. Opportunities appear, your energy increases, and confidence grows. You begin to attract people, resources, and circumstances that accelerate your progress. In contrast, inconsistency breeds frustration. It creates starts and stops, wasted energy, and a life that feels like one struggle after another. Momentum is the force multiplier of achievement, and consistency is its fuel. To build momentum, you must establish systems and routines that reinforce your growth. Habits are the architecture of consistency. When you automate progress through daily rituals, you remove reliance on willpower alone. You create a life where action becomes natural, effortless, and unstoppable. Small wins each day build belief in yourself, which compounds over time into a level of confidence and capability that seems almost effortless to an outsider. But consistency also demands patience. Results may not appear immediately, and the journey will test your resolve. There'll be moments of doubt, obstacles, and setbacks. That's normal. What separates those who achieve from those who stagnate is the refusal to quit. Momentum is like a snowball rolling downhill. The longer you push, the larger and more powerful it becomes. Each action feeds the next, creating a cascade of results that can feel exponential once it picks up speed. Ask yourself, are you willing to commit today, not just for a week or a month, but day after day to the actions that will create unstoppable momentum in your life? Are you willing to be consistent even when no one is watching, when results are invisible, and when excuses tempt you to stop? The people who transform their lives understand this truth. Consistent action, no matter how small, compounds into extraordinary success. Momentum is the secret weapon, and consistency is the key to unleashing it. Your emotions are the invisible steering wheel of your life. They guide your decisions, shape your actions, and determine your results more than any strategy, plan, or skill ever could. Most people live on autopilot, allowing fear, doubt, frustration, or impatience to dictate their choices. They blame circumstances, blame other people, or blame bad luck for their outcomes. But the truth is, mastery of your emotions and mindset is the ultimate differentiator between those who succeed and those who settle for mediocrity. When you control your state, you control your destiny. Mastering your mindset starts with understanding that your thoughts create your feelings, and your feelings create your actions. If you allow limiting thoughts, beliefs like I'm not good enough, I can't do this, or life is against me to dominate, your emotional state will sabotage your efforts. But when you consciously choose empowering beliefs, your emotions shift and your actions follow suit. Emotional mastery is about taking responsibility for how you feel, choosing your focus, and refusing to allow outside circumstances to control your inner state. One of the most powerful tools for emotional mastery is state management. This means learning how to intentionally shift your physical, mental, and emotional energy at any moment. Stand tall. Breathe deeply and focus on what you can control. Engage your body in movement, immerse yourself in gratitude, and direct your mind towards solutions instead of problems. These are not tricks. They are strategies that train your nervous system to respond to life from a position of power rather than fear. Over time, these practices become habits that make emotional resilience automatic. Mindset mastery is equally critical. Your mindset determines how you interpret every event, how you respond to every challenge, and how you pursue every opportunity. A growth mindset, the belief that your abilities and intelligence can improve with effort, allows you to see failure not as a dead end, but as a lesson and a stepping stone. It fuels curiosity, persistence, and creativity. It turns obstacles into opportunities and setbacks into fuel for growth. The people who achieve extraordinary results are not those who avoid difficulties. They are the ones who embrace them, armed with the mindset to transform adversity into advantage. The combination of emotional and mindset mastery creates unstoppable power. It gives you clarity under pressure, confidence in uncertainty, and energy when motivation wanes. It allows you to consistently perform at your highest level, make better decisions, and attract the people and opportunities that align with your vision. Most importantly, it creates freedom, the freedom to act according to your values, not your fears. Ask yourself, what is controlling your emotional state right now? What stories are you telling yourself that limit your potential? Mastery begins with awareness, then practice, then commitment. Decide today that your emotions will serve you, your mindset will empower you, and nothing external will steal your power. When you achieve this level of mastery, you will no longer react to life, you will create it. Deliberately, passionately, and powerfully. The ultimate success is not just what you achieve, but who you become in the process. Here's the truth. Transformation is not about luck, timing, or circumstances. It's about the decisions you make, the actions you take, and the mindset you cultivate. 20,000 people changed their lives with one piece of advice. Not because it was complicated, but because they decided to act, to break through limiting beliefs, to take massive, decisive action, to build momentum, and to master their emotions and mindset. Every extraordinary life starts with a decision and unwavering commitment to yourself that your past will not define your future. You have the power to decide today that you will no longer wait for permission, for perfect conditions, or for someone else to push you forward. You have the power to create a life that excites you, challenges you, and fulfills you. But it begins with action. One bold move, one consistent step, one shift in belief, and the energy you create will build on itself, compounding into results you once thought were impossible. Remember this, transformation is a process, but it starts with a choice. Choose courage over comfort. Choose action over hesitation. Choose growth over fear. When you do, you don't just change your circumstances, you change who you are. You step into a version of yourself that is unstoppable, confident, and ready to claim the life you deserve. Your future is waiting, and it starts now. Take the advice that thousands have acted on. Make the decision that your life is worth the effort. Commit to the actions, beliefs, and mindset that will carry you forward. Because when you do, you don't just change your life, you create a legacy. The question is simple. Will you take that step today, or will you let another day slip by? The choice is yours. Decide, act, and watch your life transform in ways you never imagined.